you so much, Blaze. Thank you to the desk. And of course, thank you to everyone who is here to witness this grand final. It's been an amazing tournament, a historic tournament up until this point. But now in our grand finals, we have the two big dogs. We have SSG and we have FaZe Clan.
I think we always knew this tournament was going to get here, right? We saw it in the winners finals. We had a feeling this would be our grand finals as well. And they meet again earlier today. Of course, the questions were coming into the event, is this the start of the FaZe era? And on the other side for SSG, it's how many times can you watch a team on the other side of the stage lift a trophy?
Of course, being in the grand finals is, a wonderful thing to be for SSG, and we'll focus on them first. But as we said, as you quite rightly mentioned, how many times can they come second place and watch another team lift that trophy above their heads? They have a lot of work to do, of course. Not the first time we're going to see these two teams match up in this tournament. They played a little bit earlier in our winners bracket finals, and it was FaZe with the reverse sweep with a Game 5 win by just a couple of kills that gives them the advantage here.
That's right. Now to get ready for our grand finals here, let's lock in and prepare for what will be historic minimum 7 games.
Welcome to the HCS Arlington Major, hosted by Optic.
A solid 2 points held, and Renegade continues to dominate.
Rated out headshots better than body shots, though. Instead, flies through the sky, finds 2 as well.
We were all expecting to see him, and oh my word, heaven, what was that shot?
He's here as well. He might be another bit here. Oh my word, StelluR with a triple.
It's a bit of bait, he'll fly over top middle, try and take down this sniper.
This has been one of the best individual performances in a big series I have seen in quite some time. StelluR is unreal. Woo! I don't know if it's just me in here, but that's got the juices flowing a little bit. You can see how much it means and what has gone in for both FaZe Clan and Spacestation to get to this point. Huge moments, huge plays, and you've got to look at a couple of members on either side to kind of highlight who we want to talk about before we get this grand final underway, because there's 8 players and any of them at any point can pop off.
Absolutely, and we saw it in that first winners bracket final, of course, with FaZe reverse sweeping Spacestation in the end, and you and I are watching that game number 5 in the series, and only 4 kills separated them, 42-38 in the end. However, let's talk about what those 4 kills meant. May have potentially cost them 7 games, as SSG will now need to beat FaZe twice. We always talked about how important that winners final was for Spacestation. They were not able to close it out. FaZe Clan remains on top in the winners bracket. Here is your best of 7.
Well, here is the road that Spacestation need to travel if they want to reset that bracket. Of course, they'll have to win this series and another one, like you say, if they want to call themselves champions. FaZe Clan, on the other side, only have to win this series in front of us. King of the Hill live fire is where we're going to start. FaZe Clan and Spacestation, they've been back and forth all day. They've been back and forth all season. It's a great way to kick things off.
It really is. Interestingly, SSG has not yet played King of the Hill live fire at the major, so no record for them. FaZe on the other side, though, is already 1-0. They were also 2-0 at DreamHack, so a very good game type for FaZe fans to start things off with.
Certainly is indeed. And that Game 7, the Slayer that we've been talking about so much, that FaZe have always historically seemed to win. Well, Spacestation won that game type against FaZe a little bit earlier on, but they're going to have a long road to go until they get to that point. Off the break here, we're jumping on board with FaZe Clan. It's a beautiful evening here in Arlington. It's time for a grand finals, everybody. Lock yourselves in.
Kicking things off now between these two. As we said, Titans of the league, the undoubted, not just your 1-2, but also your first and second seeds here. The road always led to these two. Facing off against one another, StelluR somehow sneaks back green.
StelluR had to, because otherwise, that was going to be 4 dead. He picks up 1 kill, but look at the control that FaZe Clan have already. They have the sniper rifle, they have the heat wave, and now Royal 2 has the overshield as well. The only thing they don't have at the moment, because of how they try to spread themselves to get those weapons and the power-ups, is map control. So Spacestation are in and around green, in and around that hill, but there should be a pretty comfortable break here for FaZe.
Like you say, taking his time, 1 kill does come in. And always such a systematic team, the way they pick apart their opponents. Still now a 2-man advantage, they will continue scoring.
Renegade with the double kill as well is going to leave Eco as the last player alive. And FaZe Clan, it's been a perfect start for them. There's nothing short of perfect from them. You can see Renegade in the kill feed with a sniper rifle. How good is it? Royal 2 hasn't fired a bullet in the last 30 seconds. And meanwhile, 75% of that first hill, it's all gone to FaZe Clan.
Yeah, you might feel like it's eerily quiet, and it is. This is amazing map control, amazing timing and presence of the map coming in from FaZe, and they're just a few moments away from closing out this first hill.
Spacestation making a push though, and Spacestation do pick up a couple of kills. Renegade now versus Eco, former teammates trying to take each other on. The sidekick's good, but Bound comes in to help just at the right time. But Frosty and Renegade are going to be there. They get the final kills, the final moments, and FaZe will be up by 1.
And that was 3 dead as well for SSG. And SnakeBite's got the repulse as well. I was just about to say he can pop right up to top tower and rotate right away. Overshield popping in 10 seconds.
Complete control of this tower as well goes to FaZe. So not only do they get those first points on the board, the first point I should say on the board, they now rotate perfectly, not only for the hill, but to have the great line of sight onto this overshield. FaZe, I mean, this has been a beautiful start from them. Bound trying to get that overshield. SnakeBite can't deny him doing so.
Bound does very well just to pop up right away. Just tucks his head in order to get this overshield. And now going to try to even things up on the map. Royal 2 is only one of 2 players alive.
Just trying to bulldoze his way through at the moment. Bound, he's still got overshield to work with as well. And he's created enough space with this overshield now for the rest of SSG to come and join him. Kill's not being picked up quite as yet though. Finds one, can't find the second unless that grenade will take down Royal 2. But no, he puts the moon boots on, repulses up into the sky and manages to stay alive for just a second longer.
Wow, unbelievable stuff there from Royal 2. You thought he was going to be taken down for sure.
Last alive for a second there was Pznguin, and even though FaZe Clan looked like they were on the back foot, Royal 2 just surviving for a few seconds has kept those spawns nice and close. So FaZe still able to control this hill and 50% of the way to put their second point on the board here.
2 dead for FaZe. Frosty needs to win one of these. Wisely backs down. Knew it was a little bit too high risk. Gets the stick, almost pulls off a crazy instead of the plat as well, but as he's taken down, that means FaZe will need to wait for one another on this push.
They will indeed, and Pznguin, you just saw scarpering away there because he's got a sniper rifle in his hands, doubles back, maybe just to try and duke out where that sniper is going to be located, and FaZe have now got to be wary of that. Spacestation, they've managed to get 50% on this hill themselves. Can't quite connect with those 2 shots, Pznguin, but StelluR and Eco are going to slow down this push coming in from FaZe. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Well, SnakeBite finds himself as last alive. He's got to try and break on his own, but StelluR's going to be there, taking the damage, getting the info, and SSG now go into a lead on this second hill.
I like this from SnakeBite here. Knew there's no way he was going to get out with the kill, so instead just stays alive in a pretty obnoxious position here at Cuts. Baiting out some green balls as well. And now going to try to fly in. He has the help.
Look at this from SnakeBite. He bought his time beautifully, and now, unfortunately for him, everyone else on his team has fallen, but still is being the slipperiest of pickles here. He stays alive, but not in a position to really deny Spacestation. They get that point on the board. We're tied up at 1-1 as now we move towards the garage.
Yeah, tough situation there from SnakeBite. I think he plays it as best as he could. Takes down StelluR as well off the back of that, so Overshield will still be in play. SnakeBite, though, as the solo actor, tried to open up some space, buy some time. In the end, SSG actually manages the game really well. They still don't know he's here.
I was going to say, I thought they'd forgotten about him, but just at the last second, one player at least, Bound, keeps it in the memory banks and manages to take him down, but the overshield is still available. Bound is being a problem. However, Royal 2 now, seeing his teammate push up and engage with Bound, should have a free overshield pickup. Now he has to go forward. Now he has to do some damage. StelluR in a 1v1. Beatdown does come in, so it's neutralized for a second, but Royal 2's done his job.
He goes last player alive, and Royal 2 knew it as well. He gets the double kill to make sure that the last kill is flushed out. Bound and Pznguin are your first spawners, but this will be time on the board and a hold for FaZe Clan. Let's see if SSG can break.
Frosty gets the first kill as well, so now you're going to see them have to push with 3 or wait. That's the question to be answered here. Will Spacestation try and make something happen, or is it a case of just slowing things down and waiting for another opportunity?
Great stuff from Royal 2 on the awareness. Right away, he has his eyes on dummies. No surprise. That's exactly where his opponents spawn. A little bit of extra time here for them as well.
Almost 50% of this hill has been gobbled up by FaZe Clan, but there's a little cheeky flank coming in from Pznguin. He will take down Royal 2, and Bound has fallen, so it means that Pznguin will now be left on his own alongside StelluR. The spawns do come in, but FaZe Clan find themselves 3 dead as well. SnakeBite all of a sudden swapping roles with Pznguin as last player alive, and SSG have broken.
So he does here, SnakeBite once again, as you say, last player alive, but he manages to stay alive in a good position here on sandbags. Going to wait for help. Here comes Renegade on concrete.
Looks like a double push over the top here. StelluR's going to fly out. It's a 1v1, and StelluR hasn't been losing too many of those here in Arlington. He wins yet another one, but oh, Renegade with a green gun and a beatdown evens up the numbers.
As you say, 2v2 here. Pznguin knows that there might be presence bottom middle. Already spots out the rat tunnel. Frosty gets sneaky. with a scoreboard jump as well. And now these next few kills will determine where this third hill goes.
Yeah, this is really going down to the wire here, and a real advantage should be picked up. Overshield coming up in 1 second's time as well. Renegade is there, and Renegade avoids those shots from the battle rifle to get the overshield in the hands of FaZe. Problem is, he's only one of 2 players alive. He gets sent back into the trenches. He's getting beaten up. It's a street fight out here.
Gosh, he almost got Super Smash Bros. Melee'd into a ninja from his opponent. In the end, though, they will get the kills. Ballinger, last player alive on the sandbags, and it won't be enough.
Look how close SSG were. They were so close.
That's what Bound was going for. That's what Bound tried to fly in for to get the stop instead. This should be a point going the way of FaZe as long as they hold for these next 5 seconds.
Renegade's got a lot of responsibility. 1 shot! And all of a sudden an SSG hill might turn into a FaZe 1. They are so damn icy. FaZe steal the point away, and now they're up by 1.
Not the first time we've seen them with a hill stop like that. They perfectly time the kills. They leave Bound on sandbags and isolate that into a 2v1.
Brilliant stuff from FaZe again. How many times have we seen that from FaZe, by the way, on this Garage Hill? Like, timing the overshield, making sure at the last second they always get that momentary push at the right time to capitalize and turn a hill which looks like it's going to fall out of their possession into a point on the board. 2 minutes left on our game clock here as well. Overshield going to be popping pretty soon as well, but control once again of the OS side of the map is all FaZe clans for now.
Probably wondering just how frosty this game is. I'll tell you what, it's so frosty. The man is 16-12 right now in a game where they only lead by a narrow hill, and Royal 2 also helping out on the scoreboard as well, looking to clean up these kills. 3 dead. StelluR's your last player alive here on cuts.
Yeah, starting to get a little bit desperate here for SSG. They know they have to push. They can't let another point slip through their fingers, but Royal 2 is holding strong at the moment. 20 seconds till the overshield comes up, and constantly SSG spawning over at green, spawning over at mud. They can't get anywhere near FaZe at the moment.
Look at SnakeBite on the scoreboard just popping up. He gets all the help as well on the sandbags. It'll be 3 dead yet again, and Royal 2 just holding it down. Uncontested third hill for FaZe Clan. They lead 3-1.
Incredible stuff from FaZe Clan. The fans start to jump up as well, and why wouldn't you? 10 in a row for Royal 2, a frenzy in the grand final, and he's got an overshield.
What a statement as well. He's not afraid to back down. Oh, a little shake of the head, and the crowd in Arlington likes it.
I mean, Bound gets a little look at the bunda from Royal 2. Beautiful little shake from him, but we have seen that bite people in the backside a little bit, especially doing a bit early in the series. But Royal 2, when you're on a frenzy, when you got 11 kills, you got an overshield, yeah, no better time.
Absolutely popping off. He's 17-8 now with that frenzy. And big numbers coming in from the entire FaZe Clan side. 3-1 with 1:30 left.
One thing we've learned between these 2 teams, though, whenever we see them match up, Andy, is that you're never out of the game. It's never over. And Spacestation will know that better than anyone. Bound gets taken down by Renegade here. Renegade, who was a little bit quiet, I would say, in that winners bracket final, but certainly not quite in this game. Sat at 17 and 13, 10 assists as well, joint with Frosty for his team. He's got a 1v1 with Eco as well, and the former captain that he had to play under gets taught a lesson himself.
Gotta love the confidence there from Renegade. Nest Bridge, not always the easiest battle to fight from. You're a little bit exposed, but he just wins that. And a clean shot. Also goes bags to bags, cleans up another kill.
And I tell you what, FaZe are looking like they might be a few moments away from winning this game. 2 in the death screen here for Spacestation. FaZe looking strong, but SSG making this a little bit dicey.
Forces him down here. 1 player dead for both sides. Renegade gets right back into the action with a fadeaway killing spree on Bound.
Pznguin in a 1v1 as well, dancing around the pillar. Is going to be Renegade. Pznguin trying to make a desperate play, but it's not going to be enough. FaZe look ominous in that game number 1. Led by Royal 2, the man on your screen with that killing frenzy.
I think ominous is the only way to say it. Like you said, scary, this team right now. And after losing that first hill, they answer back in a huge way and start to put together some very, very impressive gameplay to send a statement across the stage in your game number 1. FaZe will take the lead.
I mean, that's scary. I don't care who you are, whatever team you are, how much experience you have, the way that FaZe dominated that game was certainly a statement, and it's something that's going to have to be shaken off extremely quickly by SSG if they want to have a chance and a little thought of sending this one to a second best of 7. And I think you can feel the confidence, right, from FaZe. They've been waiting for this series. They know that being on top is great, getting back up on top is great, but they know how hard it is to stay there. They've done it before, and they do not want to let that crown slip to SSG.
They certainly do not. SSG, of course, that's the one thing on their mind, is even if it will take 2 series, they are locked in for a long evening. They want to be back on top. Let's not forget how long these players were on top of the world of Halo. It's been a long time, though, since a LAN win, and that's what they're looking to do here if they can. But talk about Royal 2, what we saw in that game, a frenzy in your game number 1, quite a statement.
Certainly was indeed, and we'll have to see how game number 2 is going to go, because this is going to be StelluR, of course. And this is going to be an interesting moment to watch. This is our one of the standout plays that we did see from that last game, and no surprise, it's going to be Royal 2, who's on our screens at home. He finds 2 with that double kill, and then the uncontested hill from FaZe. It's such a tough one to break. We always talk about this hill being the money hill, so to speak. If you get the kills initially and you can put your opposition 3 or 4 dead, you can pretty much guarantee it.
Look at Frosty and SnakeBite there in that double kill as well, and this is right before the frenzy happened. We'll take a look at Royal 2's series of events on this hill as part of your AMD power plays. It felt like he just strung all of them together perfectly, and like you said, all the support on the map that he needed. Yeah,
and then StelluR just tries to push through here. It's an easy cleanup for Royal 2. That's the frenzy. And then, I mean, there's no better present. You get a frenzy and the game just goes, hey, congratulations, buddy. Here's an overshield as well. Bound does a little dance inside of the bubble. Royal 2.
There it is.
He joins in for a little tango, we'll say that.
A little bit of a shake of the head there. Once again, your AMD power play, Royal 2 from that game number 1. And you can tell the man is locked in. And one thing that we love about FaZe Clan is you heard SnakeBite's interview right after the tournament, right after the DreamHack Dallas win. What do they say? More work to be done. And that is the sign and the sound of a team that is looking to create not just 1 or 2 LAN wins, but a championship run, and also have their eyes set on a world championship this year. They take game number 1, 4-1.
Now, this is the biggest test for SSG. We talked about how they've gone away, they looked at their StelluR game types, they recognized it as a weakness. Well, this is the biggest test, because they were 0-2 back at our previous event at the Global Invitational on this game type. FaZe, a little bit of a different story. Pretty damn good at Aquarius Slayer. So for SSG, this is the litmus test. How much work has gone in? Can you level this series up on a game type that historically you kind of struggled on?
So that's the question. Of course, 12 minutes on the clock, 50 kills to win. And all eyes on SSG in this game. Can they even up the series? Because if they start to fall, we already know what happened last time. You cannot give FaZe any extra games in a series. They want to end this as quick as they can. SSG, though, looking to tie the series 1-1. Here we are into game number 2.
Game 2 is live. FaZe Clan with the first map advantage. Are up by 1. And certainly with the advantage historically when it comes to Aquarius Slayer. Renegade going to get the first kill of the game. Maybe even the second one as well. Pznguin gets exterminated, and now Eco. Oh, it's a perfect start from Renegade.
Bound is trying to fish him out, but however, Renegade just playing the angle so well, might even go back. Bound eventually wins that battle to keep things close, but all of that chaos has led to a SnakeBite camo. And if you're on the side of SSG, this is dangerous territory.
It certainly is. Look at the damage already coming out of SnakeBite. However, he's got to be a little bit careful here. He's got to play his life. Nades being thrown at him. He's being targeted here by SSG. Eco's going to challenge, and a massive kill coming in from Kevin Smith. Make it 2 means that this game will be tight, and the camo won't be too effective.
2 dead apiece. It's great baiting and switching. Then Royal 2 will come in for the finish on the straight stairs. Brings the game to 7-5 in favor of FaZe.
Always looking at power-ups to be the difference, power weapons to be the difference between these 2 teams. And you saw Frosty there with the heat wave. So that's a camo and a heat wave already being the advantage. Pick-us-uppers for the likes of FaZe Clan is showing in the scoreline right now. 11-7 the score, 4 kills the difference.
Right now, FaZe is going to look to continue to play this exact same game throughout. They'll be happy to trade with something like a 4-kill advantage. Time and time again. Trade when they need to, and then isolate the kills that will create the advantage. You've heard it in their team comps time and time again.
Interesting to see how SSG approach this as well, because we have seen them be more willing to change the pace of the game when they do find themselves at a disadvantage. Goodness me, Renegade. He is here for this grand final.
Renegade 7-2. Renegade has as many kills as SSG has kills on the board. They lead 15-7.
I mean, this is 15-7, but Renegade is playing some pretty good Halo right now. Eco has felt the brunt of that battle rifle twice now in these first few minutes of the game. More than doubling what Spacestation have managed to put on the board. As we cross the 10-minute mark, you can see that Pznguin yet to get on that scoreboard, and more worryingly, I think, for SSG, not only is he not got... Whoa, what's going on here? Well, it ends up okay. Renegade gets that kill. But Pznguin not only without a kill, but also without an assist as well. It's 4 dead for SSG.
Look at this again from SnakeBite. Like we said, that's back-to-back camos from him as they lead 19-7. 20 now, what a statement.
SSG got to start to worry a bit here. It's 20-9. And even with a couple of kills, they still have SnakeBite patrolling with this camo. He's going to find one as well. Bound, he's down to no shields. SnakeBite, oh, Bound, that's massive. And that could be one of those moments we talk about that sparks a comeback here for SSG.
We'll see if SSG has the gas in the tank. They're down by 10. 11 now as more kills come on the board. Val doing whatever he can to keep the team in the game. He's 5-3 right now in great movement. And a double kill will at least keep the game within 10. But we'll get back over to the FaZe side. It's a killing spree for Bound. He'll finally be taken down, but we'll get back over to the FaZe side and get into a listen-in with FaZe Clan up 24-15.
I got a couple shots. Blue jump up weak, blue jump up weak. I'm trying to help Brad.
I have one.
Johnny's still there. John, you're still low. I'm losing with Brad.
Nice, John.
Yo, John, come.
Go to car, engine.
Watch on the engine, watch on the engine. Watch on going Kyle. Push him back, he dropped.
Dead.
Nice. One's bottom mid, guys.
Shooting me. Yo, and on shock speed.
On shock. Matt, you wanna get chill and kill this guy?
Yeah. Yo, collapse on car.
On shock speed, there's probably two on shock.
There is. PJ, I'm gonna dive behind you.
The shock's guys, one in. Inside bottom. Yo, weak engine.
PJ, chow.
I'm one.
Alright, he's absolutely an engine.
Yeah, there's a heat wave down there. Couple shots.
Nice shot. Live.
One hit my blue Peter.
Ammo 20, guys.
In blue, 2 weak. Has a...
Can you aim blue?
Ammo 50.
I'm getting to yellow, guys.
That's fine.
Okay.
We're gonna yo, can I go John Carlin?
Camo on 10.
Yo, Matt, weak, kill this guy. Guys, two. Yo, can you chow?
Shoot, one shot, PJ. Freeze, go your life.
One top blue.
Camo's up now, guys.
Yeah, another one here, John.
I'm here.
I'm challenging him. One in trim.
Nice!
I'm
looking P.
Top car.
Camo, guys. Can we play for camo?
He's going for it now.
On it.
He's weak, John. Weak to you.
Both one hit.
Oh, I'm just fucking
All good.
He's car 3.
He waves
Anyone with me?
It could be car 2.
No.
Back up. There, car 3.
Did you say what's up?
The blue
Yo,
class.
we should bully blue. Let's bully blue.
Front yellow, flanking pink. P1. John, my shrooms.
One in.
Hammer top mid, hanging peak.
Top.
Careful, guys. One in wheel 2. John, live up. Keep living up.
Yellow Peter, John, 2 of them.
We keep managing.
Yeah, fight together. Make sure we're fighting good.
I'm going to swing right away.
Huge 2, John.
You guys tell me when you spawn and we're going. Let's go. Long for you, Chris?
Yo, John, play your flank.
Don't have time.
1P1.
Yo, blue thrush is up.
Top P.
Yeah, top P shooting.
Top P, I hit him twice.
Top yellow. He's
I'm on him.
Blue thrust is up.
Yo, top P. They're just holding pivot.
Yeah,
guys, blue gen.
gen.
Play for this guy, blue gen.
Right, you said.
Yo, car 1. Yeah, I hear you. There's 2.
Do you guys want to fight, Jen?
Yeah, I'm with
We
you.
can pivot against B.
You're 2 here, PJ. I got a melee. It's one hit on pistol. Alright. Calm down. I'll good.
Yeah. Just triple.
It's a 4-kill game. We gotta play tight.
Peter,
now.
one more Peter.
Hi, Peter.
It's thrust. We can leave these guys and pivot to car.
Alright,
I like trap ourselves speed. Don't trap ourselves speed. Cut yellow.
Yeah,
I'm cutting from base. Blue 2.
I already spawned here.
Yo, front base. 1%, John. 1%. Nice.
Top P.
You guys.
Kill me, guys. Top kill me.
I'm pushing through engine.
Top P, kill me. Another one blue street weak.
Yo, guys, heat wave down on PJ's X.
One shot top pink.
One in top
Blue
P.
2. One in.
Two blue street, guys. Two blue street.
John, come kill ping with me. Come
Camo on 20, guys. Camo on
Right
20.
here, two blue to Peter.
I'm here, PJ.
They're both weak. Both can be half.
One.
They're all weak, Peter. I got one. Got both.
Nice. Two dead.
Yo, John. Matt. There was a guy car 1.
Bro, let's get map now, guys. Camo on 10.
Yeah. I want us on top of the maps. Look around.
I spawn blue.
Yo, one shot for yellow, Brad.
Blue thrust is up.
Top P, John. Top P, right corner.
I hear.
He's top P with thrust. He's weak, guys. And they spawn blue. Let's go top P.
Yeah,
One front yellow. He went front yellow.
They have blue thrust.
You weak P1.
Two blue peak.
One P1.
I got camo.
Yeah, get out. Yeah, go yellow.
No, he's P jump.
One hit.
He wave on spawn now. Nice kill, John.
John, go close.
Yo, fight yellow P.
I'm gonna walk with you. I'm just gonna walk with you.
Can you get shots at
There's
me?
one 100% pink. 100% pink somewhere.
Yeah. I spawn yellow.
I'm gonna be able to.
PJ, you can cut front too if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna go front blue then.
Yeah.
Yo, listen to me. They're gonna be ratting. They're 100%.
Yo, one's pink. Yo, peek behind me. He's one shot top pink. One shot top pink underneath.
Another one weak, PJ. One.
One P1.
Another one.
Closet.
Yeah, flank Matt.
Fire.
He's one up.
Nice.
Blue two.
Yo, kill this guy blue. Kill blue.
Absolute blue. Red bar to blue. Literally red bar.
No, he's
Dead. Go engine. I got your shots.
I already went pink.
You beat him off.
That's good, PJ.
Yeah, top yellow.
Yo, guys, we go front yellow right here. We cut front yellow.
Give us a second.
As we enter the final straight of this game, the last few moments, it's 6 kills now for FaZe, kind of close it out. But SSG have kept this close.
They have. They've managed to keep this game within reach. However, what a listening from FaZe. The coordination, the control. Oh, Renegade almost flies in with the sidekick and gets the damage. However, 45-41, not over yet, as you say.
Certainly isn't, but look at the timing. Royal One doing a great job timing that heat wave when it's coming back up onto the map, and Frosty is going to escape with that close-range weapon. Now, Spacestation, how do you play this situation? Can you do what FaZe do so consistently and find a way to win these tight slayers that mean so much.
Bound with a perfect kill there in the feed. You saw to bring the game 42-45. So what was just a 6-kill lead is now just a 3-kill lead for FaZe Clan. 46 though, Royal 2 picks up another one.
Yeah, Royal 2 just gets that pick, and that might be the difference, right? Because Spacestation know they can't push Frosty here. He's got that heat wave. He's always going to get a trade, and you can't afford to trade in this situation. Eco's trying to bait him out. Royal 2 gets another one, though, and now it's just 3 kills to go here for FaZe to close out game 2.
Big key trades coming in to bring us to 48-44. FaZe now being the aggressors, so you're going to look for a team shot to close this out.
Yeah, they're just roaming around bottom middle. 2 kills are here. Frosty just has to collapse. It will be a FaZe Clan win. 50-45. Once again, showing in those close slayers that they are just so damn good in those final moments.
What a great listen in there from FaZe. It's just such a privilege to hear once again all the calls that are being made. Several times during that listening, you heard SnakeBite saying, okay, careful here, let's slow it down. We can't trade in this scenario, and just making sure that they maintained a 4+ kill advantage throughout the entirety of the game, really until we saw 45-42. Otherwise, they were leading between 4 and 6 kills for the entire game, even all the way back to 11-7. And you and I, during the listening, were saying, man, this might be all FaZe needed. They get out to the 11-7 lead, then they control the pace of the game throughout its entirety.
And one thing from the listening as well that I took away was you always heard like, hey, let's kill this guy. Let's go kill this guy. There's no like, I'm getting some shots in here. It's like, this is our play. Let's commit to it, right? And it's always, hey, John, come with me. Let's kill this guy.
Yeah.
Communication between players, not just on the location of where your opposition is, but what your approach is going to be. And I have to give a huge amount of credit to Renegade as well. Not only statistically was he fantastic in that game, but so many early battles that he won that could have changed the tide and that gave them that initial lead.
I couldn't agree more. So execution focus, right? Those comms. When you hear exactly what they're saying, like, hey, let's not push in the base. Let's rotate out car. Do not get trap pink. It's very specific execution focused comms that make the difference.
Another thing to really point out as well is how they're saying, hey, let's pivot. Let's pivot. We've shown our cards here. They know that we're at pink side. Let's pivot to car. Let's try and take the space on the map where our opponents are. That gives new angles, new information, and it's something that FaZe kind of certainly added to their armory when it comes to communication and how they want to approach these game types. Now, 2-0 up in the series. You can see the stats on your screen right now. I mentioned Renegade, 18 kills for him. But I also want to get a shout out to Frosty in that game. 5 and 7 might not sound great. When you add the 11 assists alongside it, it looks a lot better.
It certainly does. Taking a look there once again, even though the score was 50-45, felt like firmly in control from the FaZe side, both during the listening and simply on the scoreboard, the way that they were able to clean up those kills. They now lead 2-0 and find themselves only 2 games away from their 2nd title in a row.
Now, Spacestation, this is more of your kind of game type. Stronghold Streets is something that we've seen them win time and time again historically. Earlier on, it was SSG who won this 250-40.
I think it was about 250 to about 140 or so, yeah.
140 or so, excuse me. And it was a pretty conclusive one as well. So we've got to see if SSG can use this game type as a way to, quote FaZe, pivot this series a little bit and turn it back in their favor.
Certainly, they're going to be very happy to see a game type in the series layout that they know not only are they confident on, but they've also taken down FaZe earlier this weekend, of course, in that winner's bracket final. And we'll see if they'll be able to do it here. But with the way that FaZe is playing, as we talked about in game number 1, it is a scary-looking FaZe. And when we talked about all the time that they've had over these past 3 weeks to get even better, it feels like they've done just that.
Exactly, and that's what everybody who got to Arlington and came into Texas is playing for, right? That trophy that's on the stage. And SSG have been about that close to it, as you can see right now, for quite some time, but it's always just out of reach. And at the moment, you can see why it's such a struggle to get there, right? Whether it was Option Gaming, whether it was FaZe, they were always just coming up short in a game which has become such a matter of inches.
It absolutely has. And one thing you've heard them talk about in the desk, and we've kind of seen it in person as well, whenever we're around the FaZe guys, whether it's backstage, whether it's around the hotel in the evening, they are constantly watching VOD, literally on their phone. They're talking with everyone about the gameplay. You'll see SnakeBite sitting with Clutch talking about gameplay as well, and it just shows in their gameplay, doesn't it? When you watch what they're doing, when you hear their listen-ins, it's showing that they're ready. You know, we asked, is this the start of the FaZe era? And I think they're doing everything they can to make sure that that's the case.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, actually. Like, you know, SnakeBite, we went out for dinner and SnakeBite was doing it yesterday. He sat there with his phone on the table, the dinner table, talking through Halo, just talking Halo, about what they could have done better, about what they did well, how they're going to approach today. It is a constant throughout the weekend thought process of how do we go forward and get better to win this tournament. Well, one thing they've got to do a bit better is get a bit better at strongholds. 1 and 2 at the moment, you can see here in Arlington. Not the best of records for a team that usually wins the majority of their game. On the other side, though, like I mentioned, Spacestation, they've been perfect.
They've been perfect 3-0, and one of those wins is on this exact map and game type as we said, against FaZe, giving them maybe the confidence and the boost that they need to get back into the series. Let's not forget, at DreamHack Dallas, Spacestation took the series the distance. They made it a very long and interesting evening. They're going to look to do that again, and you can never count them out.
Certainly need to see something a little bit special from the man on your screen as well. StelluR, who I mentioned, has been lights out so far this tournament, but everybody really only remembers what happens in the grand final, right? And it's great to play brilliantly up until you're on the biggest stage with the brightest lights on you. That's when you have to perform. That's when you have to step up and really put in the plays that carry your team through tough moments. Now, SSG are in those tough moments. Someone needs to perform. And I'm looking at Bound right now on your screen as well. He's been in a couple of grand finals now. He knows the experience. He knows what it feels like. We need to see the best of Bound.
Yeah, I think he's also on that track, right? I think we talked a lot early on about can Bound get his first event win? How is Bound going to mesh with his team? All those conversations are now in the past. Everyone knows what he's capable of. We've seen just how confident he can be, both in terms of 1v1 battles and just how he moves himself around the map. And I think this entire side knows what they're capable of. Don't forget, StelluR was going 42-19 earlier this weekend. We saw unbelievable numbers from him. At any moment, they can pop off. The question is, can they do it against FaZe?
And how do you do it against FaZe at the moment? Because it seems like every single facet of FaZe is firing, right? You're looking at Renegade, you're looking at Frosty, SnakeBite, massive moments all through the weekend. And of course, Royal 2, Game 1 drops a killing frenzy. When you see that in the kill feed, if you're SSG, you know you're in for a tough test. But for Royal 2, a player who breathes confidence, right? A Game 1 like that for him just sets him up perfectly for this final.
It really does. I couldn't agree more. When you see a player like Royal 2 just so comfortable on the main stage, you ask yourself, how do we play against a player like this? And so far, SSG has had truly no answer for them. But however, as we said, Stronghold's live fire potentially an opportunity for them to get right back into this game.
Yeah, so way to just change the tide a little bit. We'll have a quick look at head-to-head between two of the players we were mentioning as well. Two of the players who are usually at the top of the kills leaderboard for their respective squads. And you can see both of them had pretty good series so far. 1.22 for Bound, 1.39 on the side of Royal 2. So slight advantage maybe over to Royal 2. Not too surprising when you're winning the games, but both of them doing what is expected from them. But the King of the Hill KD is the one thing that stands out for me.
Yeah, it certainly does. Look at Royal 2, 2.0 King of the Hill KD. That is an unheard of stat line to be going double positive in this series. King of the Hill, an unreal set of numbers that he put up in that first game. We'll see if he can continue it here in game number 3.
Have to see how those stats add up when we add to the data pool when we get a little bit further through this series. But Bound, I think, dropped 17 in that previous game that we just saw in a losing effort for Spacestation. So if he can reproduce here and everyone else can start to join him when those slays come, then SSG might be on the right track. And the streets might be the best place to start things for them. This is a game type that they have already beaten FaZe on. Not only did they beat them handedly, and this could be the start of a little bit of belief being breathed back through the lungs here of SSG.
You hear a few SSG chants in the crowd as well, but first rockets are going to right away go to SnakeBite. He just brings them right back to his friends. It's an early trade. Frosty will pick up the extra rocket.
Pznguin left on his own as well. Pznguin going to be exterminated once again. It's 4 dead for SSG, and even though the players took a little bit of a break to reset maybe mentally here on the main stage, it's FaZe who continue the momentum from what we saw in the first 2 games.
All 8 players up now. After that opening scuffle, FaZe Clan, as you say, will be the first to score. They also got a free rocket grab, which, if I'm honest, a bit surprising that SSG would let that happen.
But that's the preparation, right? That's exactly what they do. That's what they try and do. And it's very difficult to stop sometimes, especially when you've got Renegade doing what he's doing right now with this Stalker rifle. 2 kills picked up, damage done onto Eco as well. Even though he's doing this, though, Spacestation have managed to wrestle B away, so they will be scoring for just the next few moments.
They take a slight lead here. As you say, first 15 points on the board will go their way, and even though Renegade has good map presence here on the Balk and the killing spree, they'll need to wrestle back a little bit of control for themselves.
Yeah, that one shot from the Stalker rifle just makes the push onto B so much easier as well, but no! The Bulldog does not connect with that 3rd shot, and StelluR, he was perfect.
Wow, you can tell Renegade looked away a bit. I think a lot of us would have looked away as well, as you would expect that land dog to bark straight, but instead that last burst does not take him out. And in the end, the kills will be traded here. Still 2 dead for SSG.
PC hold, and look at A as well. It looks like maybe FaZe Clan are thinking about trying to put the boot in right now. Reset just comes in, though, from Eco, which is going to stop that triple cap attempt in its tracks. That would have been a really worrying moment for SSG. Early in this game, with only 30 or 20 points on the board, either side respectively, to find yourself in a triple cap with FaZe playing so well.
FaZe now firmly back in the lead here on a 30-point run consecutive with this BC hold.
Bound making the play, though, over towards B. It looks like another push onto B is going to be successful as far as turning it back over and scoring, but FaZe aren't bothered about that. They've got their attention firmly on bottom middle. Why the rockets come up? It's going to be a double kill again here, thanks to the weaponry. And every time we're on a POV at the moment of FaZe Clan, they have something else to play with. Bulldog, Stalker, rockets, they are locked and loaded.
Pznguin was your last player alive. I think he's still on caution. Yes, he's still right on caution, trying to push B. And guess what? Through all of that, still a BC hold as it gets flipped again. And FaZe will be your first team to reach 50 points.
I mean, FaZe have done a great job of holding down Tram at the moment as well, controlling that Stalker rifle spawn, as well as stopping the pushes that are coming in. There's a Shroud screen though, and Bound gets a really interesting opening pick and comes straight back out for the second as well. Renegade is going to forward. Look at Bound in the kill feed. He's just blown this map open. Pznguin gets another, and finally SSG will have a little bit of map control. As we jump on board with Pznguin, he's trying his best to just stop that conversion of A, but C will be turned over by SSG. They will continue scoring.
Yeah, as you say, a beautiful Shroud screen from Bound there to hit that on rail, and just as you could tell, it caused a little bit of chaos. SnakeBite wasn't sure exactly where he should go, and Bound just doubles back right down B stairs to help them continue scoring. Now they will take a lead yet again.
It's a slender lead, but it is a lead. A slender lead is good enough in this kind of series. Royal 2 looking for 2, but no, StelluR will win that fight. Eco trying to force his way in and wins a big, big individual fight. But it's going to be cleaned up here by Frosty! Gets the broom out and finds himself 3 Space Station members.
Wow, perfect timing from Frosty to hit the B rail. Had the perfect comms undoubtedly from the team. He gets the triple, and this will pave the way for them to easily clear out Tram.
All of a sudden, Frosty's finding that flow. And luckily, if you're a Space Station fan, he gets cut down for just a few seconds, but this triple cap has given FaZe the lead once again. 82 points to 53. They have control of both ends of the map.
Love this from FaZe as well. No need to apply the pressure. Wait for each other here for just a moment, and they get the first pick from SnakeBite. This is tactical Halo we're seeing from them constantly. You saw Renegade slow the game down the needles. Guess what? Here's why. 3 dead. Rockets are popping. 4 dead. Perfect timing from FaZe Clan. They look flawless.
You can spend so long breaking that down as the action continues. It's just a great play call, right? They have control. They wait for the move from SSG. They then get those rockets, like you say, and now they have a triple cap. Eco did get away with the rockets somehow, though. Maybe picked one off of the body, or maybe managed to get that trade. And it looks like SSG will be able to at least get C back in their control, just to slow things down. But that rocket's not very good. The second one doesn't even get fired.
Frosty says yoink, grabs that rocket. The last one remaining, and just like that, what looked like it was going to be momentary SSG control was 3 dead. Bound's your last player alive, tries to go to the police for help. Luckily, one of the officers is named Kevin Smith, and he comes to the rescue.
Bulldog here, doesn't have to be used. StelluR gets taken down. Bound, you might be on the end of a third pump, but no! Renegade's really good with the first 2, not so good the third.
Somebody check that Bulldog. That is a faulty Bulldog. 164 to 53 now. 3 dead. Frosty on your screen. Last player alive for FaZe on the push.
Trying to spike out, and Frosty now has control of Ty as B gets flipped as well. And Space Station now down 164 to 53. They need to find a little bit of cohesion at the moment, but it just seems like FaZe are doing a great job of not getting traded in their kills. SSG are just getting picked off a bit.
Ooh, speaking of no trade, StelluR somehow gets away with that for a second, but Royal 2 says not so fast. He will now start the A flip. It will be an ends hold at AC, but at the same time, C starts to flip as well.
SnakeBite's there, though, causing problems. He gets eliminated by Pznguin, though. Really important kill. Frosty tries to back him up, and now you're going to see the scraps start to take place in and around C. FaZe wanted to defend, but at the same time, Space Station trying to break through. Looks like FaZe win that battle, though. And you can see Frosty with the kill onto Bound now means that they can move up and think about B. It might even be a triple cap attempt as SnakeBite gets another one. Eco now trapped inside of A, and the damage being done by Royal 2.
I mean, this is unbelievable. How many times are we seeing FaZe get that first pick? 4 dead yet again. They're getting the first pick every single time, and now that triple cap extends them to a 201 to 66 lead.
We're in a triple cap. We're 4 dead, and rockets are coming up, boys. This is not looking good. FaZe have got control. Eco inside of B as well. Royal 2's just going to let him cap that, you would imagine, before going for the kill. Gets 2 from that situation, and by doing so, leaves Space Station watching on from the death screen. All of them dead. Once again, FaZe Clan in control. It's a triple cap, and they're running away with it.
Triple cap again. A gets reset again. SnakeBite and Renegade combine again for another 2 dead. This is going to be it.
This is going to be it because everyone on SSG is dead. 248, make it 250. Make the series 3-0 for FaZe Clan.
Wow, and just when we thought maybe SSG was going to get a little bit of breathing room in the series, FaZe says anything but. They win the game 250 to 66, and they end it with back-to-back-to-back 4 deads and a triple cap.
Ruthless, absolutely ruthless. That's all you can say, right? It's surgical. It's almost ugly at times to watch with how dominant they are being right now. 250 to 66. Renegade dropping 18 and 7. Frosty 18 and 8. Royal 2 13 and 10, and SnakeBite just trying to pick the pieces up. 7 and 9 himself, but wow, outslayed, outplayed, and now staring at that trophy 1 game away.
Could not be more impressed with what we're seeing from FaZe Clan and what they brought to our grand finals. Let's not forget their winners bracket final win, a less convincing win, went all the way to game 5 over SSG. And in the hours that have transpired, they look like a completely different team.
You'd love to be inside of the headsets of SSG right now, wondering what is being said. You certainly know what's being said by SnakeBite. He's going 1 more game. 1 more game. And we can call ourselves champions. Back-to-back champions. As our next game type is on your screen. Oddball Live Fire is where we are headed. What can you tell me about this one?
Interestingly, FaZe have not played Oddball Live Fire at the Major just yet. We have SSG undefeated right here with 1 game win. And also it's a little bit flipped at DreamHack. FaZe 1-0 and SSG 0-1. So really a little bit of a toss-up here, but we have SSG looking good so far with the winning record on the game type. And yet to see what FaZe might have in store, but one thing we know is SSG is going to need to bring a whole lot to this game and the rest of the series if they want to stay alive.
Now, Oddball is a kind of scrappier game type that SSG in general seem to enjoy. Now, the only way I see FaZe Clan slipping up a little bit here and let the momentum slide is overconfidence, to be honest with you. Are they going to fall into some bad old habits? Are they going to get a little bit too kill hungry, looking for perfect setups instead of just scrapping up a 5-10 second run with that Oddball? Because SSG don't have to be asked twice when there's opportunities arise in game. For FaZe, it's about keeping your eye on the prize. It's about being efficient. If they do that, it looks like a tough road for SSG.
It really does. And you have to think with the way that FaZe has been playing, they are showing no breaks in the armor, no breaks in the setup, nor the strategy. And you have to think they'll be on top of their play balls as well. Going to be tough here. What I think we also need to see from SSG is just not afraid to play this game as fast as possible, right? The bounds and the ecos need to be flying at speeds they've never flown before, getting into the faces of the FaZe players, catching them off guard. Being 1 second, 1 step ahead might just give them the advantage.
One thing that certainly has been the advantage, though, for FaZe is weaponry. You look at that last game, right? Every time we're on a POV, it helps when you get a couple of dead, you get a 3 or 4 dead situation, because you're going to have the ability to scavenge. But the usage of the Stalker, Bulldog, Rockets, it was beautiful from them. And it just gave them that slaying power that they needed to control the map. But for now, Sniper Rifle might be something that Spacestation need to put to work. It's live fire. It's going to be Oddball. First of 2 rounds is going to win this. And if FaZe win this game, they will be champions here in Arlington.
Only 2 rounds away, and you have to think FaZe is laser focused. They came here with a purpose, and they have their eyes set on one thing this season, that is flawless Halo Infinite. Right now in the grand finals so far, that's exactly what they've been doing.
It's crazy, isn't it? We were talking about the comparisons between team changes on this roster before everything got underway, and we were kind of looking back to, all the way back to X Games when the change came in, right? And we were like, wow, okay, this is interesting, because they lost that first event at EG, right? We're talking about Royal 2 and SnakeBite at this point. And then the same thing happens. They pick up Renegade, a very tough team change, obviously very similar in a lot of ways to what we saw back at X Games, in Halo 5. And then they lost the first event, but it was close. Same can be said about both comparisons. And then after that, they win the next event. Then after that, they win the next event. And it feels like a lot of events after that in a row. So comparisons certainly will be made if they can take this one home. Spacestation want to stop them in their tracks. They need to find something different, though, because at the moment, they're looking a little bit flat on that main stage.
They are. And let's also not forget at DreamHack Dallas, right? SSG pulled out an unbelievable run to almost reset the bracket. That is still possible here.
One game changed everything, right?
Absolutely. 1 game, 1 break. All it takes is 1 triple, 1 overkill to set this team back on fire and get back into the series. We have already seen them do that just at the most recent event. But as you see at the end, the banner here, the Dallas Global Invitational, it went to FaZe Clan, and they're looking to repeat here. Only 1 game away.
Well, it looks like the game is just moments away from getting underway. SSG need to find a little bit of magic here. They need to find a bit of belief. They need to listen to someone who's going to give some good vibes in those headsets and get them refocused for this series, because it's not done. it is not over at this point. There is a long way to go and a lot of Halo to be played for them if they want to play it. The question is, can they find the belief? Can they find that bit of energy they need to push FaZe Clan a little bit deeper and make them work a little bit harder?
That is the question, and both teams came here with one objective, and they are ready to play as much Halo as required. They are locked in for the evening. For FaZe Clan, it could just be one game. For SSG, it would be a much longer evening, and here we are now into Game 4 of your Grand Finals.
What could be the last game of the Grand Finals here in Arlington. Oddball is going to be what we're playing, live fire the map. On what we find ourselves, Royal 2 gets his first kill of the game to add to a huge collection. Maybe something like that from Bound is what SSG are desperate for.
Maybe that's how you started off. Like we said, they need a spark. All it will take is one spark to set this team on fire. Maybe go on a run here in your Grand Finals. Still some of the best in the world. But right now, backside against the wall. Bound hits another one.
Needs to hit 2 though. Oh my goodness, Bound! He finds 2. And the oddball in the hands now of SSG. What happened to that overshield though? Pznguin's got it as well. That's the spark Bound provides.
Pznguin right here with the overshield does not get bodied either. That's huge. Bound with an unbelievable set of kills there on the A plat to give them the opportunity for ball time and overshield control.
Royal 2 should be finished off here by Pznguin, and is. This is a great start from SSG. It's a 23-point run without response. Renegade now last alive. He'll be taken down as well, and SSG maybe heard what we were saying up here. They needed the spark, they needed the belief, and all of a sudden, the great start, that could give it to them.
As we said, this game type has been good to them. 1-0 in the game type here, and we haven't even seen FaZe play it at the major. Early, strong points on the board. Half the round is done for SSG.
And Bound keeps getting that first kill in these holds. He keeps picking up one of the FaZe members. Eco going to get a bit of support here from Pznguin as well. SnakeBite is trapped over at the nest, but Renegade, while this distraction is going down, does get that kill, and there's Pznguin. There's the 1v1 you need to win.
Ball should have been played, but interestingly, the ball was rotated a little bit to dummies. It wasn't played. I was expecting to see a play ball off screen. That's going to mean points on the board for FaZe, and most importantly, these next few kills will determine the overshield grab.
Yeah, overshield going to be vital as always, especially here in oddball. Eco having a back up here with the heat wave. Renegade getting that pick is going to slow the push down for just a few seconds. Now, difficulty here for Spacestation once again. They are playing uphill. They're having to fight against the player up on the tower, but the flank is cut down here. Frosty comes away with it though for FaZe, and this is their opportunity to get some ball time.
Frosty comes away with the overshield. He's the last player alive. Look at this. He has 3 dead, and somehow there's a gap in the SSG armor and setup to allow Frosty to get this overshield and now be picking up damage and kills.
And look at this. He rotates it. He's just waiting for commute. Where are you spawning? Where are you spawning? Tell me where you're spawning. Throws the odd ball over to where FaZe members get back on the map, and now he's still alive and causing problems. FaZe have somewhat of a transitional setup with that odd ball back of green, but it's points on the board, and it's a frustrating moment for SSG.
It's frustrating indeed. Look at that. They had 3 dead, and Frosty gets away with the overshield. Also, I think they should have hit that play ball as they were starting to rotate from back tower. There was only 1 player on nest, and all the other pressure was from top mid and dummies, and they don't get the play ball there. Really, back-to-back errors have brought this game within 30.
3v3 with that odd ball down. It should reset in a few moments' time. Sniper rifle's going to be coming up as well. Bound gets another kill in that feed to at least give Spacestation some room to play with, but I tell you what, it doesn't reset. Eco says, hey, this fight's really cool. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm going to grab some more odd ball time, and they might be crossing that 60-point mark in just a few seconds.
Could be a play ball coming in here. Renegade was already on the boxes. You might expect that ball to be tossed off.
Eco does just about throw it off. He'll take a death alongside it, but Frosty did get that snipe in his hands. Now, he can hold this bottom mid angle. StelluR's trying to poke him. Oh my goodness! Through the bars. That is some shot from Frosty.
2 dead for each side. Off that damage, bodies shots a rat tunnel player as well. Frosty needs to duck and cover because that dummy's pressure is coming in strong from Eco.
20 seconds till the overshield comes as well. Frosty going to lock down all these angles. Had the last overshield as well. The oddball has been played off the map though. So now all the attention of every player is on the overshield, apart from Frosty, who's just thinking about taking bodies.
I like that from SnakeBite. He actually went for the preemptive play ball, just a safety play. And in the end, they maintained the man advantage. 3 dead off of those plays. A little bit of a ball bait there.
Royal 2 picked up 2. Pznguin did trade it out though. Frosty's trying to hunt down Pznguin, still weak at the back of this tower, and does so as well. 3 dead for SSG, and now Renegade, dressed in gold, is flying forward to the last 2 members.
Trying to make this pressure happen. However, he does get tagged up quite a bit as the ball was rotated out. Overshield will be melted, but more time on the board in the end for FaZe.
Yeah, not really too effective, the overshield there, to be honest with you. Now Frosty is going going to have to watch over as he falls as well. So Snipe's gone, Overshield's gone as well. No oddball time really off of that from SSG. Excuse me, for FaZe, and SSG break and have the ball back in their hands. You have to say this is a blunder from FaZe.
I think so. That was 3 dead for FaZe, and now Sniper have control from Bound. Gonna just try to get a little bit cheeky with the peeks. Goes back to top tower. Eventually, we've taken down with a nice collapse. Still 70 to 38 in favor of SSG.
SSG though, they're out here. Eco should be finished. Oh my goodness! No, he won't. He hits a perfect 4. StelluR now last alive, trying to fend off the push from Royal 2.
If StelluR can stay alive here, that'll be big. He's going to have a little bit of help from Bound on this angle, who's going to provide the nade cover, and Pznguin, he will be able to stay alive. And now with all 8 players alive on the map with Royal 2 spawning, a good opportunity for a listen-in with SSG leading 73 to 46.
I'm just getting out.
Yo, two top 8, two on the ball. 1 key door, 1 on ball. 1 back 8.
I'm just aimbotting. Rat, he waits up.
On my nest. That's on me, John. That's on me, Josh.
2 there, 2 there's in, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there.
Okay, I'm gonna walk it up.
You guys should go, Nice beat. One shot
at nest.
They're all green now.
Big door.
Nice. Good shoot.
John was nest.
Landed. They're not played.
They're not even holding ball.
Don't let him play it, don't let him play it.
One good nest.
All weak. All training.
One shot, nice dead.
One.
Dead.
He's showing.
2 dead.
Okay.
Yo, I can shot
Top tower, roll 2.
Roll 2, yeah.
I'm going dice. Top tower and...
Yo, guys, two dummy door on me.
Still tower
Both weak, dummy door, both weak. Watch out bottom mid.
Is that roll 2 there as well?
Yeah, watch out on ball.
One's on OV, one's on OV.
Watch out balls in.
One shot on OB.
One shot dummy ramp as well.
Got OB. There's a guy top mid. He's literally top mid to dice.
One good push
One
on
is going tower.
OB screens.
One is tower.
There,
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Like one bottom mid is over.
One guy dice weak.
Top mid,
He's
top
big door.
3 posts.
Late game phase is coming to the 4 once more here. SSG sounding calm, but maybe they need a bit more energy. Maybe this needs to start sounding a bit more panicked because FaZe have taken the lead here. They win the battle for the overshield. Bound has the snipe and needs to make it count.
Renegade also doesn't get the play on the snipe. He thought he was going to toss it off, and Pznguin's going to just scoot away with the ball. Not over yet.
Bound cuts Royal 2 down. Spacestation scarper away with that ball in their hands, and they should go into a lead. SnakeBite knows how important these moments are for FaZe. He is not showing whatsoever as SSG do take the lead.
Oh boy, look at this body shot.
No!
Renegade wins the battle from the low ground. He had no business winning now. 93 points on the board.
The rotate is massive. The rotate is so important. The kills are even more important. Eco finds one. The flank from SnakeBite though. The odd ball is still down, and FaZe might have a chance to steal this away.
SnakeBite, what's he gonna do here? Maybe bottom middle one. Oh my God! Leave it to the objective master to get the melee kill.
Bound still there though. Bound still putting pressure on, and it's a little battle bottom middle at the moment. It's 93 points to Spacestation. But look at the ball, it's in the hands of FaZe. They go into a lead. They only have to hold for a few more seconds, and they've still this one away.
Here comes, look, push the 99! 3 dead here.
2v2 on the map. SnakeBite, Captain Clutch. Can you do it once again for your team?
StelluR and Bound are on the cuts. That was 2 dead for FaZe. They need to get rid of SnakeBite, but SnakeBite needs to buy time for his team. Overshield in 7 seconds.
They spawned with him though. FaZe have spawned and Renegade evens up the numbers. The ball is in no man's land and Renegade! You're crazy, man! Wins the round for FaZe.
Unbelievable. Renegade with the drop slide out of cuts. You saw him teeing it up. You saw him going for it, and he hits it. He gets the last second. SSG thought they had time for the overshield pickup. They thought the ball in dummies was going to buy them the time. What a play call from FaZe Clan.
Late game FaZe, unbeatable, it looks like at this point. SSG, I mean, that's a difficult one to take. You thought it was their round, you hoped it was their round if you wanted to see some more Halo. But at the moment, one team looks like they're on top here, FaZe. Royal 2 with the kill, but he's gonna get swarmed here by SSG. They need to find something, and Overshield's a good start.
Pznguin grabs it, narrowly takes it away as well. The triple tap with the wave will get them 2 dead. And now he's gonna scoot this ball back, maybe drop for a teammate to take advantage of this overshield here in these next battles.
I mean, we always say, like, game of inches, right? Well, it's a perfect example there. SnakeBite with the double beatdown. He just has the melee speed, holding that oddball to not trade in that situation. Then the battle bottom middle, then the scrappiness and the decision from Renegade. Hey, I can get here before I die. I only need 1 second. I can survive. And that's exactly what happened. Eco now does get taken down by Royal 2. Bound, I tell you what, you might be joining him Renegade will be there to help out Royal 2, keep him alive, keep the snipe in their hands as well.
I'll tell you what, I'm still out of breath from what we just saw in that first round. 30-0 in favor of SSG off the open. However, Royal 2 will start the ball rotating.
Yeah, the green spawn's called out here by FaZe as well, so Royal 2 is out of there towards SnakeBite, who's spawning furthest away towards the tower. Good start here from SSG again, but deja vu almost from the first round.
I was going to say the same exact thing. It's about the same exact scoreline that we saw in that last game. Royal 2 eventually getting some pressure. Will be taken down, and the first 2 kills will go the way of FaZe Clan. In that first minute of play, things slowed down just a bit. However, it really has been FaZe still in control. But points on the board for SSG as they now take the lead, 38-16.
Heatwave coming up pretty soon as well. I think you can see that's why SnakeBite is patrolling bottom middle, but Spacestation hunts him down. Renegade gets the overshield though. Another power-up goes over to FaZe. Pznguin's got the oddball, but he might be finding himself under pressure in just a few moments' time.
First pick goes to FaZe once again. How many times have we seen that in these past few games? Does not
get it.
Stop on the ball. However, Renegade very happy to just get the melee kill and keep half of his overshield because it's going to allow him to push into green.
StelluR last alive as well. StelluR just trying to milk. Not going to be able to do so. Royal 2 takes him down. Oddball in the hands of Frosty. Spacestation all on respawn, all just fresh on the map. And Renegade already been a nuisance back green, just cutting him down on the pass.
Going to anchor here at bottom green as well. Keep an eye on sandbags. A little bit of back and forth jousting here from the former teammates.
FaZe Clan just closing in on that lead again from Spacestation. Royal 2 with that AR in the feed as well. Sniper in 10 seconds means that Renegade's not going to be moving here until he has an opportunity maybe to go and grab that weapon himself. But there's Pznguin, and there's Bound in the kill feed. SnakeBite with that oddball still in his hands at back green. They're going to have to force it out of his hands. Eco gets the trade. SnakeBite now left on his own.
Maybe the gap, maybe the opening they needed. However, the ball resets at an inopportune time, so SSG is actually going to have to slay a bit extra despite having 2 dead.
SnakeBite trying to do what he can. Always get a little bit windy out here. Bound, ooh, and SnakeBite makes him count with some much crisper shots. Maybe the pressure's starting to show here for SSG.
How many times have we seen that this weekend? SnakeBite in pivotal situations really doesn't lose those 1v1s, especially when there's the most on the line, like you see here in a grand final. Meanwhile, Royal 2 walk in the park here on a Sunday, going to toss the ball to green.
Yeah, Royal 2's like, what's this thing? Get out of my hands.
The timer's going up.
21 seconds until the overshield is going to come up here. Spacestation, they do get a couple of kills, but they're not on the side of the map that you really want to see him. And look at this from FaZe, pushing past where the overshield is going to be spawning, hoping they can catch someone out. Bound, he gets taken down by Royal 2, even though he got repulsed backwards. The shot's just so crispy from Royal 2, and he's going to add another one here. Pznguin, you might be next! My God, Royal 2!
As you see on your screen, the shots are perfect! And he's got more to say as well. It's another shake of the head from Royal 2.
63 and rising. FaZe Clan into the lead. Closing in on another championship here. Eco gets bodied. Royal 2 stops this push. Bound trying to do what he can to force his way forward. StelluR's going to be there as well. SnakeBite trades out some kills, and it's 2 dead for SSG. Points keep being put on the board here by FaZe.
Look at Renegade all the way their entire time around cuts, as well as key door, dummy door. Yeah, the overshield still hasn't even taken any damage in quite some time.
No way. Ooh. Tries to tee up the alley-oop here with 10 points, all that's needed for FaZe Clan. Frosty's got the ball in his hands. It's a last roll of the dice here for SSG. If they don't win this fight, they will not win this tournament, and there will only be one name on that trophy, and that name will read FaZe Clan. They are your champions here at the HCS Arlington Major. It's back-to-back for FaZe.
And what a way to do it. A 4-0 Grand Finals win. In the most dominant of fashion. And a 2-0 oddball win for the icing on the cake.
The kind of performance, the kind of championship run that makes every other team look in the mirror and think, what do we have to do to stop this lineup? FaZe win it again. They are your champions here.
Back-to-back tournament wins for FaZe Clan. And that was the question we asked coming out of DreamHack Dallas. Is this the start of the FaZe era? And I tell you what, that Grand Finals is an indication that we might be headed there.
Certainly a statement made by the 4 gents you can see on stage. Ably supported, of course, by Royal One as well, on top of every single weapon and power-up that was on that map. But this is why the team was put together, right? This is what we were talking about when this team came together. This isn't a team that can just win tournaments. This is a team that can dominate periods of time with championships. And that kind of performance there, like I say, that sends fear and shock through everyone.
I think this time you might even hear the FaZe Clan members saying that they're pretty proud of what they put together. We'll have to see. I'm sure they'll tell us that there's more work to be done in some areas, but could not be more impressed with what we saw on the main stage from FaZe.
Yeah, genuinely incredible performance. One of the most conclusive performances I think we've seen in a grand finals for quite some time. And I tell you what, we've seen the gameplay. It's time to hear how they're feeling right now on the main stage. We're going to throw it down to Blaze with your champions, FaZe.
One more time, Texas. Give it up for the back-to-back champions, FaZe Clan! Man, Coach, Royal One, how does it feel to see these boys accomplish what they wanted and do it back-to-back again? You get to do it with your brother once again, another championship.
Man, it makes me so happy. Like, these guys work harder than anybody in this game. Like, our work ethic is unmatched, and the way we practiced is exactly how we want to play this grand finals. Like, we don't play to win, we play to dominate, and we showed that.
You absolutely showed that here in this event. When it comes down to Renegade, you showed once again that you could become a champion. How does it feel?
I mean, it feels great. I mean, we put in the work, hardest working team in the game. I don't even think it's close, and it shows.
Hey, it definitely showed. Did it show, Dallas? Definitely did. Royal 2, Snipe God, what is it like to get another trophy here for the podium?
I mean, it feels great. It's been a long time since we actually got back-to-back wins, so I'm just so happy to do it with this team, and all the practice that we've done just paid off, so I'm super happy.
Yo, did it once again, okay? Making it happen. Now, Frosty, how does it feel to win with this squad? You guys been world champions, been dominant, but to be back-to-back and have a performance like you had, what is it like?
I mean, it feels great. Our team change is validated at the end of the day, and that's what we're trying to do, right? So we put in the work, got the job done, so we're gonna keep it going.
Keep it going, okay? Y'all think they can keep it going? I think they can. Now, Kat, you had a fantastic performance out here, and I think we can all say this is our tournament MVP, yeah? What is it like getting yet another back-to-back victory here?
Yeah, it just feels great. You know, obviously we hadn't won in a while. You know, it was that last tournament, so to come out and win back-to-back feels good, feels right. Just got to get back to work. We don't have a lot of time, so a lot of mistakes. Great games to SSG and everyone who played. They're a hell of a team, so just got to get back to work.
Just got to get back to work, and it just shows the work ethic of this team on the stage and how dominant y'all could be when y'all reach our final form. SnakeBite, what do you want to say to all these fans out here who's been supporting you guys through thick and thin, no matter what?
Yeah, big thank you to everyone who came out, whether it's for us or anyone else. We love the Halo community and appreciate you guys being here. Thank you very much.
There you go. You have it. You're back-to-back champions one more time all around the world. Give it up for FaZe Clan.